So right now I'm just packing some gear, getting things ready for a busy week. We've got product shoots for guest trips. We've got a dentist clinic shoot. We've got an event for actually an old company I used to work with. And that's be fun to reconnect with everybody. And then we've got, what else? A wedding this week. So, but as I'm going through, I wanted to share with you guys some new purchases that I made this year that I thought were really, really useful to the business and just to, make photo and video stuff a little bit easier. And I thought you might like to see. So first, you're actually listening to him right now is the Hollyland Lark 2 Max, Lark Max 2. So I have the Lark M1s, I have the Lark M2s. I don't have the M2S, but then I jumped right to the Max here. And so, yeah, I guess you could say, obviously, I like the Hollylands. They've always been great. Battery life has been good. And one of the things I do like about the new Maxes is that it has a nice premium feel. I like this matte texture they got going on. But there's a couple key things. One, they give you everything. There's all the accessories are here. Like, you don't have to worry about any of that. I opted to go with the one where it's the 4 transmitter pack. Reason being, I did a family interview with Nona, and I'll do a breakdown of that coming soon. But I wish I had 4 mics there, and then I could put one on each sister, and then I put a main mic on Nona. But anyways, having more transmitter, I think you can never go wrong. So I opted to go for that instead of the ear monitoring. That looks cool too if you only need 2 channels, but I think 4 channels is nice. And plus, this way I can kind of rotate them through. I have this paranoia of overusing gear. It's very weird. I don't know what it is, but I always like having backups on backups. So this is awesome. And then, even if I'm using these 2 channels, then I can use an extra one here and just have the 32-bit recording and just use it as its own recorder. So I'll be using that. This alongside, I don't know if it'll replace my TX660s for weddings, but these are really, really awesome. And look how tiny they are. And what I really like about this new design is not only the way the clip works, it's sort of this hinge and then it snaps in, but because the mic is literally just in the middle here versus being onto the side, I'm hoping that there's enough space that it, when it's against skin or against shirt, it won't rustle as much. But also this design here is nice because it's pretty discreet. You put that there and that's okay, right? It's not weighing down the shirt too much, and there's no lights to show. And so that's what I really loved about the TX660s is that it's sort of this pen style. And so when you clip this, and I do this all the time from a commercial and for weddings, and I clip this in someone's shirt, it looks just like this. It's just this clip portion, It's just this clip portion that sticks out. So, and plus it's also a lot shorter and smaller. But these guys are great as standalone recorders, like 12 hours. These are awesome. I have 2 of these and definitely indispensable for weddings. But these guys, these Maxes, these Max 2 might replace that. We'll see. Right now, this is a sample of the audio. So I've got a recorder right here that is attached through a 3.5 into XLR into my Shure SM7B. And from some quick testing before, even without 32-bit float, it was able to power this enough that in post, if I added some gain, I'd be fine, which is pretty crazy to think this can power this without 32-bit float. But the extra beauty is that it also has 32-bit float. So I can always boost the gain and use from there. And then I have one clip back here. I don't know if the camera can see it, but I have another one as a backup here. So that way, if this one should fail as my main one, I've got one here that's just literally hanging here as the extra, just at a backup, right? And so, every time I do professional or commercial wedding stuff, I always have 2 sources of audio, but even my own recordings always have 2, just that way you don't have to redo any takes, right? So I think the fact that if this can power that, that's amazing. In addition, it comes with the, this little plug that goes in the bottom, and that way you can put your 3.5 millimeter jack in there. If you want to use a lav mic to these guys, it has your wind muff. It has the cables you need. It also has a little sleeve that you can put onto this clip, then an extra magnet, so you can also magnetize it, or 2 things to yourself. Literally, this whole kit has everything you need. I mean, it's only been short testing from just around the house and with my little girl and stuff, but so far it's sounding pretty good. And then I'll be using this at the dental clinic testimonial videos this week. So I'm looking forward to that. this has been pretty awesome. So this might be my new go-to audio for everything. Continuing the audio theme, this guy is the Zoom H1 XLR. This is tiny. I did not realize how small this is. Like, this is an iPhone 15 Pro. Like, this is the tiniest recorder. And this does 32-bit float. So that's the reason I bought it. So this guy, I just plug right into the DJ's mixer. And then that way, I don't have to worry about levels. Just plug it in, make sure I'm getting a signal, and then away you go. One thing to note on the side here, it has a mic and line input. I believe whatever, I don't know how I plugged it in last time. It might have been an aux out or a line out, and I put on line, and I think it was just a little too loud. So there was a couple points where it did clip. So from what I've been reading is everyone says just keep it on mic, and then from there with a 32-bit float, you can raise it in post. So I've tried that so far, and it's been okay since. So just a quick tip. Yeah, use the mic instead of line out. And then, these are just the regular Energizer Max, but I wanted to say if you wanted super, super long battery life for all these recorders, the lithium, anything that's like the lithium batteries, they, like the Energizer lithiums, they last forever. So yeah, this guy's been great. Just 32-bit float, you don't worry about it, tiny, and has a screw in the back if you want to put it to a clamp or, a strap or something around like a speaker pole or what have you. I don't have to worry about levels anymore, so I really appreciate this guy. Then let's talk about these two. So this is my new wedding light. It's the smallrig RC60B bicolor. So you can obviously tune it a little bit if you want it colder, warmer. And it's got its own internal battery, which has lasted, I would say at 30% around 2 hours. So enough to cover the speeches. And yeah, it's been super small, very easy to use, and bright enough for my uses. And then this guy kind of goes in tandem with it, but this company, INIU, or I don't know, INIU, it's a power bank that it's tiny as well, as you can see, and it has a 100-watt out, has a 45-watt out, and an 18. So 2 USB-Cs and a regular USB-A. Now, they sent me this for free, which is awesome, so thank you, but not sponsored or anything. But I've used this for about 6 months-ish or more. I took it to Antarctica with me. It's great for your phone, for anything you normally use it, a power bank for. But again, being 100-watt, it can actually charge your MacBook. So that was really cool. Now I get about I don't know how much, maybe a little over 50%, maybe 70%-ish from one battery, which is great. It's just a little top up. I wouldn't use it as to rely on all day or anything, but it's nice to have around if you just need a quick top up. But the beauty of this guy is this light and my other Godox light requires, 100-watt out just to give it full power. Not that I ever really use it or need it to go full power, but it's nice to know in case I do need it. But what I like it for, again, being the wedding, I try to keep things as compact and as small as possible. So this guy comes with this power bank holder, and I can just snap it in like that and then run a USB-C to it. smallrig just came out with another light, and I think it comes with like the ability to put NPF batteries or V-mounts right to it. So I mean, that's even more convenient. But anyways, and since they sent me this, it just coincidentally solved an issue that I had, and I was about to buy another power bank anyway, so it worked out. And it's always cool as a small creator when you get some free stuff. I mean, why not? And like I said, I've used this for over 6 months, and so far no issues on any of my gear. So yeah, I mean, check them out, right? INIU. Typically go handheld all day in a wedding, and even when I'm doing some interview type stuff. But for longer takes or for times where I want to man a second camera for the speeches and to get reactions, this monopod has been awesome. So with traditional monopods, you've got, multiple sections that you've got to unlock or untwist, set it to where you want, then put it back. So the issue with that is that it just takes time. And sometimes when you're shooting things or just the minute adjustments can be off. And so it can be annoying trying to get it at the exact level that you want. With this guy, this is the Cobra iFootage, the Cobra 3 by iFootage, and it's just it's got this little button here, and that's it. Just slides up and down, holds, and it's been very strong. I haven't had any issues yet. I haven't any issues with it like sliding or starting to move on me, but it is so convenient. And yeah, and I mean, I don't use this much, but you can also just, let's pull that. You can also take off the head real quick. This quick removal collar is also the same on the bottom, so you can take the feet off or take this main bar out, make it a tabletop tripod. There is a little foot lever here. You stand on that, it opens up this so you can tilt and move. And so yeah, it's just the quickest tripod I've ever used, and I really like it. And so at the end of the day, when I'm doing, like I said, the speeches or moments where I'm interviewing mom and dad or something, and my back is aching, or I just know it's gonna be a long take, then there you go. I use this instead. Okay, and then quickly, just about bags. I still use my Peak Design sling as my main carry during a wedding day or long events. It also serves as sort of a cine saddle, but I really been liking this guy. This is the Billingham. I'm not sure which model. I'll put it up on the screen, but it is, I don't know, it just has a nice classic aesthetic to it, very English, but it just looks nice, especially for weddings and moments where I think the aesthetic matters a bit more. You don't always be lugging around a backpack. I mean, I do have a Peak Design backpack, which I have brought, and it's okay, but I just think this looks a little more dapper, a little nicer. And so it also naturally has within it's like sandwiched inside is sort of this waterproofing layer. And I love the green, I love the stitching. It feels like really good quality, and it fits my 14-inch MacBook in here with a whole camera, a couple lenses. It's more spacious than you think. And even this, I was like, oh, usually I think the straps are at the top and they go down, but just the way it's designed, it makes sense, because then naturally when you're pulling this handle, it wants to come up. So this, although it kind of feels reverse at first, is a really nice mechanism because it keeps it locked in and keeps it from opening up on you. But yeah, overall, just really like the aesthetic of this and just the durability, and people obviously have stood by them and touted the name for quite some time. So I thought I'd check it out, and I really like it. Alrighty, that's it for me. So hope you liked it. Be good, be kind. See you in the next one.